Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. I wasn't doing too great yesterday, so sorry for missing Monday grind. So we're going to do the Tuesday grind instead today. And what the music I've got for you today, I'm going to call it Avant grind, because all these bands that I've pulled out the queue today are really out there. Kind of music that if you like kind of standard music, chords and verses and choruses, this stuff's not going to be your cup of tea. It's going to blow your mind. All the bands that I've pulled out today are really, really crazy. We're going to kick off with the first band. This track came out yesterday and he wants me to support the release. We're happy to do that. We've had him on the channel a bunch of times before as well. The Sound That Ends Creation. This track's called Get Your Shirt Off. It's Pervert Time featuring Cameron McBride. Here we go. Crazy.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, full on. When you put your ear to it, if you're just casually listening to this, it's going to sound like an absolute dissonant mess. But if you do actually put your ear to it, you can hear there are loops and repetitions in there. There is a groove and a beat and a pocket to get into. Still, it's not just completely random and disjointed. There is some kind of foundation and function to it all still. It sounds cool. Now I'm interested how he goes about making this stuff, whether it's all done on MIDI and just done at that speed, or whether he does it at a slower speed and speeds it up maybe and messes about with the kind of tempo in that way, because I'm pretty sure he's not just playing it live that crazy. I'm not sure there's anyone that can do that, but I'd be interested to know whether he just programs it really fast or whether he can play it slowly and then speeds it up and messes about with it that way. It's interesting music, it's cool, it's definitely avant-garde and different, not going to be the kind of stuff you put on at a kid's party. The next band we're going to check out, and I'm pretty sure we've had these on the channel before as well, this is Shitney Houston, which is a cool name. This one's called Every Little Step. It's got a whip to it still. We might get kicked off YouTube for this video. Hopefully it's glitched out enough that you can't really make out what's going on in there. But yeah, nice. Noisy, electronic edge to it, repetitious and building and kind of hypnotic in that way. I thought it was cool. And even though it was in mono, because it was a noisy mix, still had a width to it, still came across with a kind of big sound. So yeah, cool. Let's move on to this next band. These guys are from Malaysia. This is Encroached. The track is called High and Mighty. Apparently out on cassette. gives a real interesting sound to the mix on this one. Drums sound crazy. Yeah, there's like a rumble and a kind of windy sound to the drums. It sounded crazy. This mix has really interested me because it doesn't sound like a normal mix. It doesn't come across the ear in a normal way. And I can't really figure out what it is about the sound that sounds different, but it's got a unique sound to this one. I think those drums are a big part of it, but as well the guitar tone and the vocal, it's just had a certain type of sound to it, and I wouldn't know how to replicate that sound in the mix myself. So yeah, really interesting. It's a great sound, really cool, raw and dirty and muddy, but still, just came across the ear in a different way. Now I want to check this one out on this channel. This is pretty new. This is Kevin Stewart. I've talked about him on the show before. I won't talk about him too much more again because I've already gushed over his project and what he's doing. Very, very cool. But last time I spoke about him, I said, well, I do think this music needs more to it still. It's kind of in its infancy still, and it needs to grow and grow. And he's done that. And he's done it in a way I would have never expected, never have kind of said, oh, you could try this or that, because, well, you'll see for yourself. This is what he did with it to take his music to the next level, get involved with Hiyou Araki, and yeah, very cool. I've never seen that before in my life. That guitar's been absolutely trashed. But I think it's dope. It's just crazy. And some nice atmospheric stuff, which is what I did say to him. Sorry for that guitar, but at the same time it's serving a purpose. It's laid down its life for something different and original, which is cool. They're working together. You can see they're bouncing off each other. Sick. Now, as cool as that is on the guitar, I will say it is somewhat limited in that current form. You know, that's not going to be enough to take this music to the next level. It's definitely a step in the next level direction, but you know, if you're going to continue with doing that kind of stuff, you're going to need to start bringing in some effects on the guitar and changing that kind of sound, because we can't just have that same kind of sound going on every time. But man, for one of the tracks, it's sick. It's a great idea. I've never seen it before in my life. As I say, I feel sorry for the guitar, but it is, you know, it's sacrificing its life for a purpose, and yeah, I think it's worth it. I would have never thought of it myself. It's totally off the wall, different, goes with the drums, is different along with the drums, and is creating something totally unique. So you can't knock it in any way, in my opinion. When people are making something totally fresh, you just got to support it and get on board. Yeah, it might not be the best thing ever now, but if you keep supporting it and you keep pushing it in the right direction, eventually it might be something so dope you never even know. And I get the feeling this has got the potential to be something really crazy that, you know, you just think, wow, those guys are really onto something fresh there. So yeah, dope. But I would still like to see it evolve further. You know, it's not got to where it needs to go now, but I think the atmospheric sections were a good idea. You know, getting involved with Hiyou, if that's how you say it, is a great idea. I don't know if you want to get involved with even more people. Maybe you want to get involved with a vocalist who does some crazy throat singing or something like that. I don't know. Really, you know, this is so off the wall that you can do anything with it now, because playing a guitar with the files and a knife is something I would have never have thought of myself. So, you know, you've got to think really outside the box with this stuff, but I think it's super dope. Anyway, there you go. That's what we've got for you today. Avant grind, crazy sounding bands, stuff that's really difficult to listen to. And if you're just into kind of normal sounding music, this is going to be offensive to your ears, and you just be like, what the hell is this crap? But if you like avant-garde, thinking outside the box music, if you've heard a million bands that all sound like, you know, chugging riffs and normal stuff, and you want to hear stuff that sounds totally weird, totally out the box, totally off the wall, and that you've never heard before and you'll probably never hear again, then, you know, these are the kind of bands you've got to dig out. So super dope. Nice to have 4 of them back to back as well, so we can get a real flavour of some real kind of off the wall stuff. Very, very nice. Hope you've enjoyed that today, guys. We'll see you around. Bye.